A great college essay is using specific concrete examples to convey it, and it should focus on, again, examples on the present and near past. So you really want to make sure you are as specific as possible and add detail where necessary. Again, the admissions officers won't know you, so they won't know things about you unless you tell them. So given that, what are some of the common mistakes, to avoid? I always encourage students to avoid writing essays that focus on other people. Even if the prompt is asking about, someone who inspire and motivate you, they being the admissions officer, still want to know about you, right? So even in telling these stories, they want to know more about you, what you learned, what about this relationship was so special, how it affected you, how it motivated you, how you've grown, right? So definitely want to center yourself. You also want to avoid overly using a thesaurus. I mean, I've seen essays and I'm just like, what does this word mean? Or why are you choosing this word as opposed to another one? So just be mindful of that. Avoid complex sentences that could be written in multiple smaller sentences. I see this a lot. I am also a very wordy writer. And I think in academia, we write very, it's a lot of complexity to our writing, a lot of jargon. But for you, you really want to make sure that you're telling your ideas in smaller sentences. One sentence should not be a paragraph. So keep that in mind. And also try to avoid passive voice whenever possible. So try to use active language. I know a lot of folks use kind of Google Docs. I'm still a Microsoft Word person when it comes to like writing long documents. And I love the read aloud feature. So you can, even if you use Google Docs, copy and paste, and then there's an A, and there's like a little like sound emoji, if you will, and it'll read it back to you. It's a great way to catch words that you may have misspelled or words that you've used in the wrong context. As you continue to work on these essays, and there will be several drafts, might remind you, you're going to get tired of looking at them. And then your brain is going to say, oh, I know what I meant here. So you're going to start passing over some of the kind of errors, right? So that read aloud feature is really key. Also, just proofread. So this is an example I often use, right? Where a word is used, or a word is spelled correctly, but used incorrectly. So an example, I enjoy torturing animals. I have volunteered torturing animals at a local shelter since 8th grade, and the experience solidified my desire to become a veterinarian. Now, I don't think this person wants to torture animals, right? So they probably meant train, right? They enjoy training animals, right? They've been training animals at a local shelter, but they wrote torture repeatedly. And of course, it's spelled correctly. So spell check won't necessarily pick that up. So again, just be careful. After finishing a draft, take at least 24 hours before reviewing it again. This is something I practice a lot as someone who's in graduate school, writing thousands and thousands and thousands of words every day. And then also, have a teacher, counselor, or someone you trust review the statement. Have people look over it, have other folks who are not as familiar with the statement take a look at it. What are their thoughts? That's a really great way to edit your essays effectively. Oh, and there's also, of course, Grammarly, a plugin that I have, right, as well, that can really help see, where some of the words may be used incorrectly, or it might be passive voice, and etc. So also Grammarly is a great resource.